Here we go. He's on his own, look. He's on his own. You've got to put up with me tonight by the looks of it. I suppose we're doing... He's probably his electric's off, isn't it? He should do electric on or off. Matt was saying earlier, I think. Yeah, we should do that. Maybe it's off. Maybe it's on. Maybe we'll never know. Maybe he'll fucking come in and tell us at some point. Or maybe he'll find a generator and attach it to his electric. He's good at all that sort of stuff. Mr. One and only Alan Merrick. Good evening, Charlotte. Good evening, Willow. D. Willow. Listen, you're going to have to share it out. Good evening, Anne. You're going to have to share it out for us, folks. I'll tell you why. We've got a little bit of a problem. Nothing huge. YouTube, unfortunately, because we've had to change everything over. When you change an email with YouTube, for instance, hi Roy, when you change an email with a YouTube channel, in case someone hacks it and nicks your YouTube channel, oh, here he comes, Electric on. Electric on, Al?
Electric is on.
Good man.
Cooking on electric.
Good man. So anyway, it takes 48 hours for your YouTube to go back up live again when you change email addresses. That's in case anybody nicks your YouTube channel. So that they give you notifications. That's been changed. You say, yes, it is me doing a change. And 48 hours later, they bang it back live again. So you can only see us tonight on Facebook. So they won't be massive numbers tonight because we don't have huge numbers on Facebook for some unknown reason. You need all the social media work. Anyway, how are you, Al?
Yeah, blinding. I did a little bit of something different today, but I wasn't too sure it would work because the signal on certain parts of the East Coast is quite poor.
I see you catching some fish. I see you had some fellas catching some fish today.
Well, I didn't go. Went over to one guy. He just caught. I'm sure he said a whiting he caught.
Well, yeah, it's still cold in the North Sea. It's still freezing.
It's very cold. Yeah, the water is freezing cold.
Let me just share this out to some groups. You carry on chatting away. I'm going to ignore you for 2 minutes.
I thought what I'd do is I'll try something different and play in or out and see what happens. And just to show people how beautiful the beaches are this end, because it's quite surprising if you don't know it. Transport-wise, the network up here is not brilliant. I mean, I explained when I've done the one with Mablethorpe where the Minister of Transport, Beecham, the Conservative Minister, closed a load of railways down all over the country.
Ruined ours down here. Ruined ours.
Yeah, Lincolnshire had its fair share of them. It's a shame, really, because, all right, you've got one at Skegness, and I think that goes to Wainfleet and Boston. And then I think it goes on to I'm not so sure if it goes to Peterborough, but you can go from there to Sleaford Way and on towards Lincoln and Nottingham and that way. There are
he ruined Mablethorpe's. He ruined Mablethorpe's tourism, didn't he?
Well, yeah, Mablethorpe. I mean, in the bank holiday, August bank holiday, you get the bank August holiday right at the end of August. I think it's about the 28th or something like that of August. In that one bank holiday alone, you used to get 25,000 people use that one station. 25,000. I put some pictures up on today to show how busy the stations were. Yeah. And people said, I had comments in there. People said they should reinstate it. But like I know, with areas, the infrastructure's not there anymore, or they built on some of the land.
Everyone's gone. Those who have gone, haven't they? Those who have moved, have moved. The B&B trade in Bridlington, where I'm from, died on its arse, mate, when they got rid of the fishing industry. That's what killed it.
What I might actually do is we might play a game one day, because there is actually a steam railway in Lincolnshire down the road from where I live. Oh, we could have steam or no steam.
We can have it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, 100%. What does everything use it? Does everything use it or just steam? Yeah. Does everything use it or just steam?
No, they sometimes have diesels on.
All right. Yeah, we got one down here called the Bluebell Railway. That's quite popular with local.
This one isn't very, very long. I think it's only a matter of a few miles. They want to extend it and they want to do more with it. But like we were saying, they can't come back into Louth now because Louth Railway Station, although the building itself still stands, it's all flats.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done to a lot of the properties and stuff like that.
Maybe Boris will sort it all out with this levelling up that he keeps trying to blag everyone with that he's doing. I've not even seen him in fucking B&Qs or Wix's by the fucking level yet. Not once have I seen a photograph of it on picture.
He wouldn't know what a paintbrush looked like.
Or a level.
He knows what wallpaper looks like.
Only if it's expensive, evidently.
Is it 1,500? What was it, £1,500 or what was it, David?
Yeah, the only paint he's interested in is Farrow and Ball. He's not like us fucking serfs who have to go and get Wix's fucking own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a Farrow and Ball man, mate. More Ball than Farrow, I think. Anyway, what about? Did you see what happened with Mr. Chris Rock on the Oscars? Do you watch that sort?
Yes, I did see that slap.
Yeah. I watched it.
I actually looked at it twice.
It's the worst. To be honest with you, Chris Rock is quite a comedic actor. You know what I mean?
He is. Yeah.
That's the roles that he generally plays. Is the clown. Yeah. And Will Smith, generally speaking, is a very good actor. Yeah. And I would say that what they did last night, that was obviously a setup. You'd have to be a backward fucking complete research.
I actually thought that when I was watching it. I thought, nah, the two of them from their backgrounds, it's more like
a setup. It's the worst bit of acting to be honest with you, and I don't rate him at all, apart from playing himself. Yeah, Danny Dyer is probably our worst actor we've got, apart from when he plays himself, which he does always plays himself, because Danny can't play anything other than himself, even in EastEnders. And he's the same in Islington, round the manor. There's no difference to him. You get exactly the same thing. Danny Dyer plays Danny Dyer.
When he does
but I would have said Danny Dyer could have done a better job on that than what those two did.
All the time that they acting, pretend slapping and punching each other.
Terrible. And I mean, some of the memes today in the comments. I mean, Kate Blake, I think it is. I've probably got the surname wrong. Kate Davis, mate, her memes are outstanding that she put up. Absolutely. She got the trophy today of memes without a shadow of a doubt. They were absolute. That's where I nicked a lot of mine from today, funny enough, was Kate Davis. Some of it, she must sit at home all day creating fucking memes. She does. She's a memist, if there is such a thing. So, yeah, they were brilliant. Some of them.
You sometimes watch her, but I don't know what your perception of her is, but I kind of like Kate Hopkins.
Oh, Kate Hopkins. What does she do now? She does the pub one, isn't it? What's it called? She does the pub thing, doesn't she? And she always has a little glass of wine, bless her. But she's never pissed. She just has a glass of wine, doesn't she? In fact, very rarely does she top that glass up. I've noticed that.
Yeah, but when she does her lives as well, if she does her lives, she's actually quite good, you know.
We call it posh totty where we come from. You know what I mean? She's one of those.
Where do you think she started from?
Yeah.
To where she is now, and she could have gone in a different direction.
She did Sandhurst, you know. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, David.
Yeah, she went to Sandhurst. Yeah, she got medically discharged. I think. Really? I think she was turning into too much of a geezer bird. So they went, no, discharge this one. She's been too down with the fucking truth. This one, get rid of her. The boys
you
will.
Know where we are when we're in London. Did you see her with the Asians when she was in London?
Yeah. I've seen her march through Luton Town Centre, mate, with them. She's fearless.
Yeah,
she is fearless. You know what I mean? I don't agree with, like, even myself. I don't agree with myself half the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I don't agree with everything she says, because no one's always right. No one is. You know what I mean? Even Katie Hopkins. Jesus Christ, if you read his Bible, it's not all right in there, is it? You know what I mean? There's no way they got all those fucking animals on that ark. I don't know what bit it's in, but it's in there somewhere. So yeah, not everyone's right, mate.
Well, David, if we agree to everything we said, because it wouldn't be a perfect world, would it?
Well, I keep saying, the only perfect fella that I've ever known of in my whole life was a geezer evidently called Jesus Christ, and they nailed him on a fucking cross for it. No thanks, mate. I don't want to be always right. I'd rather keep my fucking hands and feet without holes in them. So yeah, that's the thing. But I do like Katie Price, but I can't remember the name of her pub bit. No, I don't think anyone put it up because I missed the comments if they had. But yeah, I do like a bit of Katie Price. Katie Price? No, fucking Katie Price. She's the one with the big watts and the fucking
Yeah,
big things.
she's got some bazookas, isn't
Katie
she?
Hopkins. Yeah, I've gone Katie Price all of a sudden. I'll be doing the thing on Channel 4 next.
Yeah,
So yeah, Katie Price is in trouble. I
yeah.
see she's selling her boobs evidently. Well, the internal bits, you know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
see that. Yeah, yeah.
Got them up for
Million, million
£100,000 or
squid,
something.
wasn't it? A million squid, wasn't it?
Million was it? It was a million, yeah, a million. I put in a bid 500,000, buy one get one free.
She is.
I've not heard back.
I don't know what it is with that woman, but
Oh, I
they
do.
keep going
I can
back for
tell you
more
exactly
with
what it
her,
is.
don't they?
Yeah, yeah. No,
They
she's
keep going
very,
back for
very.
more. They can't keep
Her
their
dad,
eyes off her, can they?
her dad, Ray Price, her proper dad, not Peter who remarried the mum. Peter Price, funny enough. Both Prices they were that married her mum. That's a bit fucking strange, isn't it? The Price is right. I think that's how that game come about.
Sounds a bit pricey to
But
me.
Ray Price, her father used to fish for me back in the day, winter leagues and all that,
Really?
you know, the competitions. Yeah. And Katie, mate, was a handful when she was a kid. Nice enough kid, but I mean, the woman can earn. Well, she can make a few quid, can't she? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
You
she knows what
can't
she's
take
doing.
that
She's
away
quite
from
a
her.
shrewd
She
bird,
can
ain't she?
make a few quid. You know what I mean? So she ain't frightened to use her assets to the best of her bank account's ability, is she? And she does. She knows how to work the press. You can't take
God,
that away.
man, don't she?
You know?
Yeah,
No, mate. No.
she comes across as a bit of a dummy, but
No, mate. She's
she ain't no
sharper than what
dummy
you
when it
think.
comes to
Yeah,
money.
no, she's sharp. Listen, mate, she can't only work the press, mate. She's very good at working judges at the moment. You know what I mean? To walk out of a drink drive over the top on cocaine, I think she's got something else in the pipeline. She owes just about everyone money, doesn't she? And they paid everyone back, and she's always going on holiday. So she can play the bankruptcy people, the lot of them, mate. She's got them like that, playing tunes, mate.
Yeah,
So
well,
yeah.
she probably knows how far to do her buttons.
Yeah, she does, mate. You can imagine her going into the courtroom, can't you? Well, Judge, what do you think? What do you think?
Not,
Another
yeah,
button?
not being
Will another
sexist.
button do it? Will another button get me not guilty? How far do I need to go down with this, players? Know what I mean? I can get a set of 4 pillows at a better price. Graham Stringer always comes from a Barnsley lad. Oh, there's a Barnsley lad in there.
There is, isn't there? But
Yeah,
yeah, she knows how to milk it. I can tell you.
she does. And the other thing I was going to ask our admin is if Donna Proctor's about. If she's about, I'm going to ask them. So if someone can tell me whether they're here, whether she's here or not. Because we were going to, she's a bit busy. I know she's double busy at the moment because there was a bit of an incident today. And I wanted to bring Donna Proctor on to talk about it because it's been going, this incident that happened today has been going on and on and on for fucking ever. And it's not funny. And someone died recently of it. I think it was 2017. Unfortunately, Donna Proctor, as people who know her in the chat, Donna, she drives a transit escort van. Yeah, she escorts extra wide loads.
Yeah,
predominantly static caravans.
Yeah, we get them all the time up here.
Yeah, well, up your ends is where it's popular. Lincolnshire, all along the east coast, it's very popular. Funny enough, she wasn't far from your ends. She was on the M62 today, and some school kids thought it'd be absolutely fucking hilarious to sling a missile at a windscreen from the top of a motorway bridge. They thought it'd be fucking brilliant, so they did. And the first one, I understand, it hit the windscreen wiper. All right, someone just sent me a message. The first one hit the windscreen wiper of the first vehicle. Unfortunately, they've got the second one bang in the windscreen, which is fucking frightening when you're driving a 36-ton fucking wagon with a great big load on the back on a fucking motorway. And the M62 is one of our, not that any of our motorways are quiet particularly, but the M62 runs east to west. Go on.
Was it the 62? I thought it was. Was there something else? Well, I'm trying to think of another incident.
No, the other one was on the M11, the one where the guy died. Yeah.
No, I'm not too sure if that's part of the M11 A14 or is it the 604.
The M11 runs off the M25 yeah, on the east section, and it takes you up to Cambridgeshire and all up them ends.
Yeah,
you can eventually pick up the A1M1 if you want.
Yeah,
right
A1M comes that. Yeah. I know what you mean. And the M11.
But the M62 runs from Hull, the port of Hull, past Gaul, straight to keep going, and it takes you to Manchester eventually.
It does, yeah. I've been on the 62.
You go over the Pennines into a completely shitty county called Lancashire from Yorkshire. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's where it is. And she was going to come on and explain it of what went on, because it's gone on a bit further now from what it originally was. Because she actually did. Funny enough, she used to have a dash cam always in her motor, and they changed all the camera systems in the trucks and her vehicle. So she never caught the actual footage that she would have caught had she had her own dash cam that she always used to have.
Matt's just put something in the comments, Dave.
Oh, is he?
I can't play that live, Dave.
Oh, go on then. Play the live then. Play the live, and you'll see what happened. Go on, Matt. Play the. I didn't know you had it, mate.
Right, guys, we'll try again. As you can see, well, you know the drill. If you want to watch, you'll watch. If you don't, you don't. You know the fucking drill. Right, as you can see, I'm on a busy motorway. Right, and that's because I'm going to have to walk down the back of this truck so I can show you, because obviously we carry wide loads. But if I walk down here, and I'll show you where I am shortly. But you see that bridge in the distance? Hang on, let me see if I can fucking... See that bridge there, guys? Yeah, we've just had school kids, right? Fucking well done, parents, doing a fucking grand job of fucking teaching your kids not to throw rocks at fucking trucks. Because that truck there in front, and also one of them that I'm escorting, right? Luckily enough, the one in front, it caught the windscreen wiper. Our truck driver wasn't so fucking lucky. Look. Right. Now I'm going to show you what turn off I'm at, and then if anyone knows which schools they are that are close by, then they can start fucking asking the parents, can't they? Start asking around for the parents of the little shits that have just thrown rocks at two trucks. Right? So it's the Oldham Slip Road A627M. Right?
Wow.
Who's that?
What a thing.
I'm Donna's here. Hang on a minute. We've gone from footage to somebody sat in the truck. No, it's Donna. Hello, Donna. Good evening, darling.
Hiya. You all right?
Yeah, I'm brilliant, darling. How are you feeling?
Well done.
How are you feeling?
A little bit. Well, I'm calmer than I was earlier, because as you can tell, I swore like a trooper earlier.
I know.
Now,
what about the driver?
The driver, he's okay. He's annoyed the same as I am. Luckily enough, it didn't go through the window. So, it is just the big.
That's the internal laminate, though, isn't it?
Yeah, if they didn't have internal laminate, it would have been a totally different story. If the rock was a bit bigger, it would have been a totally different story.
Oh, yeah. Anything from a house brick upwards is you're fucked.
Like, as you know, I've been looking through some previous ones earlier, through the newspapers and stuff like that, and there was one where you could actually see the rock stuck in the window. It was that big, it stuck into the window. And
I've seen scaffolding darling, in the past.
It's so wrong. If we ever did that as kids, could you just imagine what our parents would have done to us?
I'm 61. I'd still be getting the belt now.
Yeah.
There's no respect. They don't realise that they could kill someone.
No.
And what annoyed me even more is when I was doing my own work earlier, I come across one. Now, it should never happen to anyone, so don't take this the wrong way. It should never, ever happen to anyone. But there's only ever been one that I can find on the BBC. And that's to do with a lady that used to host the Country Files on the BBC. Her sister got one thrown at her, and it ends up all over the BBC. What about these truckers that have had accidents or near-death experiences? Why don't they count? Why do they not count? They're the ones that get your stuff to the supermarkets. Why are they like the bottom of the food chain when they're being put in danger like that?
Yeah.
It's to do with numbers and mileage, darling. That's all they work their figures on. You know, when it comes to producing a show, I mean, we produce this on £5. You know what I mean, for an hour.
Yeah.
They produce their programs, cost them hundreds of thousands, if not some of them millions, and they want mileage out of that, and they get more mileage by having someone. If it's someone famous, they put it up. To be honest with you, they've never stuck me up on a bit of news with me slapping someone around the face either. But Chris Rock, because it was at the Oscars, he gets straight on there, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Storms and sequence.
That one, I think, I don't know if that was staged, because I tell you what, if it wasn't staged, Will Smith slaps like a fucking bird.
Let me ask you a question, Donna. Sticking with your story, because I'm Chris. It was set up, of course it was. So you're right. So you're the escort, aren't you, for that big lump behind you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you tell them what the traffic conditions are like, and if there's any hazards and all that sort of stuff, right? And you keep your eye out for that. How far away from that vehicle were you from it being your transit van with a much inferior screen to that truck?
I was within the safe braking distance, but obviously because I could see clear roads in front of me, I wasn't expecting. I actually thought at first when we started slowing down, it was someone braking to get off at the slip road. So
we're talking less than a second between it possibly hitting your transit windscreen and his.
There's also was another truck, because the other driver that I run with's back this week. He's had 2 weeks holiday, and he was behind the truck as well. So he could have quite easily, because if his assisted braking had kicked in instead of him actually using his feet, it would have braked a lot quicker then, and we wouldn't have had a chance to brake.
Right.
And then there would have been a caravan behind the caravan, and then a van behind the second caravan.
And then you would have had a pile-up on the motorway as well as what you had.
Yeah. And then there was another truck pulled over about a minute and a half after we pulled over and asked if we just had something thrown at our vehicles, because he just had one thrown at him as well, but it only hit his windscreen wiper. It didn't actually hit his windscreen, but he rung the police as well.
I was talking about that earlier on. So how did you find out what school they come from? Because you found out the school, haven't you?
That was quite easy actually, because the driver Googled schools nearby.
Yeah.
And obviously we'd spotted the uniforms, because there was in uniforms when they did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also had someone confirm it in inbox when he saw the video. He inboxed me. He said he couldn't comment on the live, so I'm not going to mention his name because obviously he's from the area. And he confirmed that it was that school.
Yeah, don't put the school name because it's an investigation. Right. So the police have already gone to that particular school already, though, haven't they?
Yeah. But I've been talking, because there's been a lot of people saying that they've had the same experience. So really, the ones that you see in the paper are only a few of what could potentially be hundreds or thousands of people.
What I think we might need to do is we might need to get a freedom of information. I might put in for one tomorrow for that. I'll ask you which police force it is, and what, not on here when we come off, and I'll put in under the freedom of information. We'll find out how many reports there've been off of that particular bridge. Yeah,
it'd be ideal to find out as well just how many. I don't know how you do it, because obviously they're all in different areas, but I believe that this is going to be in the thousands, because the people I've spoke to today have said the police are interested.
You can do it. You can do it nationally, but the important thing is, because it involved you on that bridge, yourselves, and we know you and we love you and we don't see any harm come to you, and we know you use that area a lot. That's a regular run around there for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need to find out how safe that bridge is, and how many incidents there's been on there over the last, I don't know, 4 years, say 5. 2 of them are going to be pretty blank because we've had the lockdown. So if we did it over the last 5 years, how many incidents reported off of that bridge?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know.
Yeah,
it would be interesting to know, because
then we can see if it's that important whether they should have actual CCTV cameras on those poxy bridges. You know what I mean?
Well, especially the school children, especially, you've got to think of the suicide rates off bridges as well. Yeah. If there's cameras on bridges, it's going to they're going to be able to get out to someone that's wanting to jump in front of a truck.
Definitely.
A lot of people.
It'd sort out a myriad of problems, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
It's one
And
of
the
them
suicide rate with
advantage.
and the suicide rate with kids at the moment, there's lots and lots of kids who are struggling even to get their mental health sorted out through their doctors, because you can't get an appointment, you can't get any mental health services for them at the moment. They're very, very slow. So that sort of thing could be very interesting to look into deeper. You know what I mean?
It's more annoying at the fact that the police are doing nothing when they've actually. At minimum, it's criminal damage. At maximum, it's attempted murder.
There you go. Shane Kelly just put it up. We can put in a SARS subject accident request to the Highways Agency and police. That's how we'll do it. We'll do it like that, and we'll follow up on this, and we'll find out why they think it's not that important. Because the last person to die that we could find over this was, I think the guy was 60 in a van, and that was on the M11, 2017.
Yeah, I read that one.
Yeah.
Well, I went right back to about 2005, and in like 2005 onwards, for quite a few years, there was just the odd one or two.
Yeah.
But, you know,
well, maybe they need, I don't know, perhaps they need weekly deaths. They need something like that, you know what I mean? If we could ask the kids to up the ante and do it weekly, then they get it stopped, you know what I mean? He's gone mental, that one. He's got feedback. He's got two devices running with the volumes up. So yeah, we will look into it, and we will go further with it. We're not just gonna leave it at one incident on the M62, Donna.
It's one of them things where, you know, when you like, it worried me because even though I never believed it had happened to anyone near me, and it's like with Carl, he's not just a work colleague, he's a personal friend. He's like my brother from another mother, and we've got a close friendship, and so is it my other half and him. Do you know what I mean? We're close friends.
You're responsible for his safety anyway, regardless of anything else.
Another driver's safety. When I'm on a motorway, I'm behind them to stop other cars driving into the back of the caravan. When we're on single carriageway, I'm in front telling the traffic that they need to move across and get somewhere safe because there's a big load coming through. I'm there for people's safety.
Yeah. But imagine having to stop at every bridge, get out your truck, get out, pull everyone over, get out your truck, check the top of the bridge that there's no kids on it, and none of them are, if there are any of them holding stones or rocks or missiles, and get back in your motor and drive on again.
Yeah, it's one of them where you never expect it to happen to you, even though it's disgusting to know it happens anyway. I never in a million years thought I'd be within 100 yards of it ever happening to anyone near me, let alone one of my drivers. Do you know
luckily, this incident, you're all safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shook up initially,
and we never been replaced a life.
But now you've got to have a new screen.
Donna, we get loads and loads of them up here. I'm basically about 8 miles from Mablethorpe. So Mablethorpe right around to Skegness.
You're not actually that far from me, mate.
I've seen the vehicles on the A16 because I always go to the stroller, you know, bit when I see them coming with the flashing lights and that. Because some of the vehicles head slightly centre lane just to try and get people to go over a bit because you get your arseholes that don't go up, get over.
Yeah, it's one of them. We can be carrying anything from a 10-foot wide, which is still classed as an abnormal load, to anything up to, not so much Carl, because he doesn't deal with the Stegos anymore, but I've dealt with anything up to about 15-foot wide.
Wow.
So we have to be dispenned everywhere, and we have to follow the dispen order.
Yeah.
Because if we're found...
Now this incident that you're involved in has now cost your company, the firm you work for, and everyone's struggling still, aren't they? It's going to cost your firm.
It's not just the cost of the window, it's the fact that there's now 2 trucks sat here because we've had to work out how we're going to get all the jobs done because we've still got to go down to Romney Sands as well.
Yeah.
But we've got. Yeah. I'm supposed to be taking both of them in to drop off and pick another one up to go to Immingham Docks. And then we was picking another one up because most of the caravan places are in Hull. So it's one of the many factions in Hull to go to Romney.
And that's what I was getting at. It's not just a fact that, all right, no one got hurt, luckily. So that was a godsend if it's to do with him. But it's the knock-on effect now afterwards. You've got to wait to have a new screen come out. You've then got to have the screen fitted. That's not a 2-minute job because it's a lorry. You're not calling out auto glass, are you?
Yeah, it has to fit for 2 hours as well for it to bond.
Yeah. How many?
A couple of hours for the windscreen to bond initially.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they can't actually get to us until tomorrow afternoon for this truck. So what we're having to do now, so it don't cost the company even more money for more escorts, because it means it's splitting us all up. We've now got to take the one truck that hasn't got the smash window, take it to our destination, drop, pick up, bring it back, swap trailers to take that one in, get it loaded, and hopefully by the time we get back, the window will be all right to move. But then we might be stuck in curfew again, so we won't be able to move again.
So all the extra diesel, all the extra time, it's going to run into thousands, isn't it?
It's not going to be cheap.
How do you go this way? So when you're in Lincolnshire, because a brilliant quote from Jeremy Clarkson once was, the best road in Lincolnshire is the one out of it. When he did, what was it, the car thing on BBC One, what was it?
Yeah, Top Gear.
Top Gear. When he did Top Gear, he was saying the best road, because the roads in here are brilliant. A16 up in parts is okay, but in other parts it's so narrow, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, this is why we have to put this pen, because obviously we can't take. It's like if we go to Skegness, if we've got a 12-foot on, we can do all the back roads.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if we've got a 15 on, we actually have to go all the way up to the M11 and actually round that way.
Yeah.
To get.
Yeah. Because there's no decent roads in Lincoln. Well, apart from the A1, I mean the A15 is awful. It's an awful road. I mean, it's probably the best of the two, and parts of the A16 are okay, but not brilliant.
No. But a lot of
the vehicles on that.
We could go into a completely different subject here regarding the reason why potholes don't get sorted is because the government get the tax off the parts, so they want your cars to break.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, there's all sorts of. Mate, they're forever scheming.
Haulage firms actually make enough money off they're making enough money off the haulage firms in road tax to do the potholes in this country 4 times over. So why have we still got potholes in our roads?
Yeah,
it's all to do with that, darling. They make more money. You're right. You bang on the money. Listen, all you ever have to do with whatever they're doing, the government-wise, is use a little bit of noddle, and follow the money. You can work it out. Whatever they're doing, when you work out the money side of it, okay, it costs them a lot to fill it in. But as you say, they'll make more money with people doing wishbones and God knows what else, eating them, than they ever will putting tarmac in it to replace it. They've got a better road from Mombasa to Nairobi, mate, than any of the roads in the United Kingdom. I can tell you. Yeah. I've been all over the planet, and people go on about third world countries, mate. Get yourself off your sofa, get on a flight, because Gatwick's open now. I saw it tonight on the old television. It's all open full now. Go and have a look yourselves, mate. And the roads out in Africa are much better than here.
I think there's too much beauty in this country to step on a plane and go abroad. So I won't go abroad.
Oh, no, yeah. Listen, this country, from a greenery point of view, and Alan today was up on the East Coast. He's been doing it for 3 or 4 days now. Mablethorpe, all up along there, parts of just above Skegness. And all along that East Coast of the country is gorgeous.
If you ever get
Devon, Cornwall, the South Coast, Scotland, Wales, Ireland.
Irvine Bay in Scotland, absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And I get to wake up there sometimes during the summer. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. Yeah, when you're out.
That's in my job. Never mind going on an holiday. That's my job.
Yeah. So I'm not talking about it from a holiday point of view. I'm talking about from an infrastructure point of view. Like people go on about currency, the digital currency. We're going to use they're getting rid of the pound notes and the coins and all that. We're going to go all digital. Yeah, they've been digital in Africa for over 25 years, and it's called M-Pesa. You send it on your phone. They've been doing it for 25 years. Not a smartphone. I'm talking about text and dial. You know what I mean? Something like one of these. Yeah. They do it on one of these. They send their money on something as manky as that. Yeah,
Wow.
that's not a smartphone. This is an old school Texan dial. And they go, here, 100 quid. Old Nokia, yeah. £100. Send. That goes from Kenya to Mombasa or out in the middle of the bush if you want. Not there's anywhere to fucking spend any money out there. Within seconds, you know what I mean? And you go to your local, you go to any shop, show them the code you got, and they give you the cash.
We don't even own a debit card. We refuse to own one.
You won't need one soon. The debit cards will go. The debit cards have almost. They don't need debit cards now because you can do it. You can do it on one of these. You can pay on that.
Well, I mean, don't do it on the phone. Everything we deal with is cash.
Yeah, but it won't be. Not for much longer. Unfortunately, today you get. Unfortunately, today you get screwed even if you shout at your kids. Oh, I know what Alan's going to say. Let alone smack them. The system creating unruly kids. They have more rights than the parents these days.
Why aren't the parents standing up together and saying, "Oi, we give birth to them. We know the difference between giving them a smacked ass because they've been little shits to beating the crap out of them. Leave us to parent our own fucking children before. Well, they're going to just the country's going to implode if we carry on breeding these."
Well, no, because what
I know that's awful, but.
Yeah, no, you bang on the money, but the nuts and bolts and the facts about it all is, as far as I see it anyway, is this, right? The vast majority of parents, right, and I mean the vast majority, I'm talking about 60 to 70% of parents, right, are quite happy to get rid of their kids in the morning, yeah, to school as quick as fucking possible, ideally to a breakfast club that starts at 7, right? Yeah. Leave them there. Go and do their work, both parents, whatever they do, or go home and do their nails or fuck in the garden, whatever they do. But get rid of their kids so they've got no responsibility for their kids from 7 hours in the morning until those kids come home at 3:30 when they
give them a phone or a tablet to babysit them when they come home. So they don't have
to. As soon as they come in, get in your bedroom. I don't want to hear from you because I've not heard from you for fucking 7 hours, 8 hours, whatever it is. And I don't want to start hearing from you now. So there, your tablet's in there, your TV's on. Everything's there, and I don't need to see you, and I'll let you know if I'm going to do some beans on toast in an hour.
And Dave, the classic of that is that I'm a prime example of being in abusive childcare where I was beaten and battered.
Yeah.
And yet I can still now, to this very, very day, say please and thank you. Whatever I went through, right, I can still hold the door for a woman, and I can still say please and thank you.
Now, man, it costs nothing.
Yep.
A smile costs nothing, but no one knows how. I tell you what, it's hard to get someone to even smile these days because I'm one of them sad gets that'll walk around going.
Darling, there's been there's a clip on YouTube and it's even on TikTok now. It's been recycled about the Yorkshireman, and it's supposed to be a bit of satire, but it's fucking true. A Yorkshireman who comes to London and says, "Hello, how are you doing, darling?" and all this, like Yorkshire people do normally. And the Southerners are fucking shit scared because someone spoke to them when they're on their way to work with their hat and their briefcase.
It's
you know what I mean? You do. Listen, I can do it down here, and you can do it in Yorkshire. It happens everywhere now. But you can say hello to someone, and you just as well gone and you think you're speaking Martian.
You might
sometimes I say, "Oh, I'm talking to someone who." I normally, when I say hello or good morning and someone doesn't answer me, I go, "Oh, Dave, they're deaf, mate." I just talk to myself and I go, "Oh, Dave, they're deaf, mate." And you always get a look as if to say I'm not. I'm just not saying anything. I'm just going to be ignorant. That little smirk.
I'm one of them where if someone opens a door for me, I'll say thank you every time. But I'm also one of them that if I open a door for someone else and they just can't even get them 2 words out, I'll go, "Yeah, thank you, no worries."
But dinosaurs like me, with all due respect, Donna, for dinosaurs, I would do the same. If a lady was coming into Marx's and it's not those, you know what I mean, or wherever they're going, and I'm there and the door's there, I'd open the door and let her in. But trust me, what's happened is we us fellas now, especially us dinosaurs, we play a very dangerous game doing that because I've had it happen to me where the woman has turned around and gone, "I'm quite capable of opening the door myself," and I just fucking slam it and go, "Well, fucking open it yourself, then, you Mardy cunt." You know what I mean? But you are playing a dangerous game to get into a row. You know what I mean? Because you don't know, is she a feminist? Is she one who likes the doors open? Does she not like the doors open? Am I doing too much? Am I going to get my head chewed off?
She hasn't had the doors open.
2 minutes? Am I going to get punched? You know what I mean?
Is the door open? Is the door
Will
closed?
Smith going to turn up, smack down someone's fucking head?
You know you're going to need your head to get anywhere near. That's the problem. She's never had her doors open, right? That's why she is.
Well, the truth is, she's probably had her doors open too fucking much. That's why she's in such a fucking mardy mood. But that's a different story. Or maybe she hasn't had them opened enough. You're quite right. I'll probably go with your first answer. She probably needs the fucking doors opening. And a few cobwebs.
I used to clear the oil painting, but I've got fucking standards. Do you know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah. It's just called being polite. Well, back in the day, it was called being polite, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Having some manners.
Back in the day, you'd get a sideways look and a fucking mouthful for not opening the door. Now, us fellas are confused. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start opening a jar. You know, like half open.
Yeah.
So she can't accuse me. Because I said, oh, no, it's not open though, is it? It's only half open. You can't get in there, can you? Even you can't fit through there, you fat bitch. You know what I mean? One of them. Just if she starts. If she's nice and starts to get a thank you, you can open it the rest of the way. We have to come up. These plans go through our heads on a daily basis, Tom, to try and.
Do you find you seem to get more sense out of yourself?
Sorry, darling?
Do you find that you seem to get more sense out of yourself as well?
No. No, mate. I'll get less sense out of me than fucking anyone, mate.
He's not in control of that, is he?
I'm not even going to allow myself to be shot down with that one. Nah.
What an ordeal to go through, though. If you think about the whole crew of staff that were in them vehicles, what an ordeal, because that could have had such a knock-on effect with all three vehicles.
Yeah.
And it could have ended up in a multiple incident.
People have got nothing to do with the job. Just going
and said, like, when she turned around and said she was paying on the money, she's like, you know, I totally respected what she said. You know, you don't have to beat a kid to give him a clip round the ear roll. When we were kids, you got a clip round the ear roll every 5 minutes.
Yeah, and did you know
some physically punched? You know what I'm saying?
And you noticed at a certain age you calmed down because you realised your mum gives that look out.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I never got to that point, unfortunately. I never got to that point. My mum couldn't catch me. She wasn't quick even from 5 years old. She couldn't catch me. But what I did do is when I got to 17, I said to myself, Dave, I looked in the mirror one day. I said, David, you're going to HMP, mate, for about 25, 30 years. Would you like to liven up or would you like to go and eat porridge for fucking 25 years? And I thought, do you know what? I'll sign up and join the British Armed Forces. And that's what I did.
Well, with me, it's like I've never fucking hid the fact that this job saved me from hitting below.
Yeah. Everybody does something. Yeah, most people at some point, you are right. Most people at some point in their lives, they get to the point where they wake up, don't they? I mean, funny enough, I was talking to a lovely lady this evening, and she had 2 little toe rags of boys. Yeah, wouldn't you know? And she wasn't a I don't give a fuck mum. She was a clip round the ear roll and fucking you're not going out for a week. You know what I mean? One of them. And eventually, and now those 2 boys work in Canary Wharf and they're earning £1,500 a week. You know what I mean?
Fair play.
So you can do it, but a parent can only do so much at the end of the day. Some willing has to come from the child, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt.
I mean? And if you've got a child that's not willing, I told my Marcus once. He said, "I'm gonna." This is remember when the Childline bollocks started. I can phone Childline. I said, "Fucking phone them, mate. Your bags will be packed ready for them. Tell them your bags will be ready. They won't be. You won't have to hang about, mate. They will be phoning me up within 24 hours, going, you're having him back."
This is what the thing we were talking about. The children know this nowadays. They shout and quick to scream, "Oh, Childline or abuse!" Even if you go to lay a hand on them.
The good news is, listen, Al, listen, though, the good news is, right, because she's jogged it on a bit, the bird who started it, you know, the one who did the programme. Can't remember her name now.
Esther Hansen.
Esther Ranson, yeah, she's dropped out of a lot of it now, Childline, and it shuts at 5 o'clock. So after 5 o'clock, they can't fucking phone no one. So you can beat them within an inch of their lives after 5. You just have to stop at 9 in the morning because they can get back on the phone then. Stop just before 9 so that they goes out their minds of phoning them. What's Kylie Curry saying?
Children getting beaten. I'm laughing at the fact of how the fuck can you have an opening and closing time for something that's supposed to be detrimental to keeping children safe.
Darling, that ain't just them, darling. It's the mental health. Everyone.
The mental health. That's just that childline thing that's
it's gone. Can you put it back up? I was just going to read it, unless everyone's read it. Thank you. I stopped the traffic on the main road because an old woman with a flame was trying to cross to get to the doctors, so I helped her. A car started beeping at me. Oh, his windscreen would have gone in, mate. So the car came from the other side and parked in front of him, pissed him right off. Yeah, well done, the other car. Exactly. Someone does that. All you do, you can't be too naughty because you get nicked, but you could lift their windscreen wipers off. You know what I mean? I did hear a lady, funny enough, the other day on here. She was on the live the other day, and something happened, and she got out of the car, and the other person wouldn't get out. They locked the doors. Something was down those lines. You know what I mean? So all these big horns and all that, they're not all that, mate. Go up to the door. What's a central lock and go on? So yeah.
I'll stop this saying that he's got manners of people.
You've got a clout around the hero off the teacher, the coppers, and your mum. Oh, you did, yeah. I know. You got 3 in one go. And Dad, if you did not behave when I was a lad, honestly, yeah. At 18 do me any harm. I've still got manners for people. Yeah, exactly. Listen, when I say give them a clump, yeah, I don't mean pick up a fucking piece of wood. You know what I mean? I mean a quick. You got to do it sneakily. You don't do it
on the bum. You do it on the back of the leg. You don't listen.
No. Oh, you do. But listen, there's a way of doing things. This is from my point of view, right? This isn't correct, right? You don't say to a kid, right, you've been naughty, I'm now going to take your trousers down and give you the belt, right? That is fucking abuse, right? Yeah. When a kid's been mouthy, yeah, you give them a swift backhander, not with your full strength, yeah, because you make them fucking jump. Most kids won't do it. They won't. But mate, my old man had to go like that. Go to get out. Fucking that is it, mate. I was gone. No, sorry, bang, well, off you go. I wouldn't come back for hours because I knew it'd still be in his head.
You know what I mean? And
I never touched my 2 boys. My 2 eldest boys, I never put a fucking finger on my kids' lives and my grandkids' lives. Never. Marcus, I got hold of him once when he was 18 because he fancied having a shot at the title and he lost. Someone stuck, bless him. But you don't need to do it in a nasty, vindictive, horrible manner. You do it in a manner that is a surprise, a shock, if it comes to that. You know what I mean? Tap them on the back of the legs, wouldn't it? In my day, and if you was been moody and naughty and I want it, I wouldn't fucking do it because I'd know what was coming. But plenty of people, some kids did, and their mums would tap them on the back of the legs in Woolworths or wherever you were shopping, you know what I mean? Because your mums wouldn't be embarrassed by it in public, and they fucking certainly would put up with it. Now the mums fucking encourage it half the time. They go, and it's normally this one. And they're with their mate, they go, oh, look at my Chardonnay, ain't she a little mare? You know, as if it's a fucking joke, and you're trying to do your shopping, you know what I mean? This kid's on the floor like it's been murdered or something because it can't have a fucking Kinder egg, you know what I mean? I'd give it a fucking Kinder egg. I'd give it a box full, mate. One off the fucking other, straight down the old cake hole. There you go. You've got enough now. Want some more? But yeah, to sort all these things out now because it's gone so wrong. It has gone so wrong.
Yeah. And
now with the PCP Wales girls and all that, with this sex education coming in September, rolled out nationally. We haven't just got lunatics throwing stones off of bridges. We're going to end up with a whole new upbringing of sexual deviance. That's what I can see coming in the next 10 years. That's what I see coming in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm half convinced that they are doing it to kind of normalise paedophilia.
They've been wanting to do that for a lot of years. That's why they've been wanting to normalise well, you only have to look at, was it Amber Rudd that turned around and said she wanted the age down to 10?
Yeah.
Theresa May wanted it to 13.
Yeah, I know.
And that's because if they lower the age, all these files that they're supposed to have lost,
Buried.
say that lightly, lost, would never matter. So if they did come out in the open, it wouldn't count because the law had changed.
No, you're right. You're bang on.
That's very, very true, that, Donna, because in my case, with my files from the care system, they were either burned, destroyed. It was almost biblical, something out of the Old Testament where, you know, they got destroyed in famine, floods, and fire.
Right.
I'll tell you something I did want to talk about quickly. We've got 10 minutes left. Yeah, there's been quite a few clips up lately of public filming, like people filming in public. You know, like when you're out and you're filming, you're videoing, and doing your stuff like you do. And
it's some brilliant guys out there.
Depending where you do it, you can get some funny reactions of people.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And Matt, see a clip of this fella, big lump he was, and some young girl or some woman was filming him. I presume she's in her like mid-20s to early 30s by the sounds of her. You know what I mean? Have you got that clip?
Are you talking about these auditors that go around the police stations?
I do, because actually that's
not just auditors. This girl was just.
I am a know-it-all.
And you seem to be
Thank
very,
you.
very nosy.
I think you need to get back in your box.
I think you do too. Actually, no, you are in a box. No, go back in your house. I'm on public space.
But you're not taking photos. You're not allowed to take
I've
photos.
taken a photo already.
You can't
Public
take photos
space.
of my house.
Public space. Public space.
It's illegal.
And
without-
this is
are
going to
you
be
videoing
sent.
me?
Yeah, yeah.
That's illegal without my
Is it?
permission.
Ah, public road. I could do what I
I'm
want.
ringing the police.
Ring him.
You're videoing me.
Ringing.
It's illegal to video me without my permission.
Is it? Oh, okay. You don't think they've got something
You
better to
obviously don't
do?
know the law.
No, I don't.
You obviously
like
don't have
it.
anything better to do.
Please,
Just
please.
use randomers.
Please, please. Okay, what's the time?
You've been videoing me illegally without my permission. Well, I need the police to come now, please.
I think
Right,
they
I'll
do.
ring on 101, thank you.
Yeah, non-urgent, mate. Non-urgent. As far as you, I'd get back in your box.
Or I'm just going to get my partner, because my partner works for the police.
Come on then. Why are you wasting police time? Come on, get her out.
He's not on duty. Do them video people.
Then go and I'll stop.
illegally
Go and I'll
being
stop.
homophobic.
No one's being
Homophobic.
homophobic.
Homophobic? Are you serious with me?
Honestly.
And I've got his car on as well.
Why?
Oh, I'll just write it down because I have seen that fella just recently. He's come up, and did you notice the card he played straight away? Did you notice the card he played?
The cardie.
The homophobic card, straight down, straight
Oh,
out.
yeah.
If he in black, he'd have got the homophobic and the racist card. You know what I mean? He's got a whole pack of them in his back pocket.
There's a thing called PINAC, right? PINAC is photography is not a crime.
Yeah, I watched them.
Yeah, I know, and it's not.
If you're in a public place, you've got every right. There's enough cameras, CCTV cameras, and like someone's put in there as well, Donna, about should be enough cameras that are watching that motorway to probably pick up more images than probably.
Especially bridges.
Yeah.
This is the truth of the matter that I saw from that clip, right? Is he realises how campy it is, yeah, and doesn't fucking like it, and doesn't want it filmed.
Yeah.
That's the fucking photographer's fault, is it?
You know, when I went to London, we went to Parliament Square, didn't we, on the Tuesday? And they've got some sort of like guards that hang about there. They're not police, but they're like.
No, you're talking about their wardens, darling. They're park wardens.
Them guys, right? I don't know what they are.
Wear the blue.
And one of them tried telling me that I couldn't, because I had a live feed running, as you know, right? And he tried telling me to film him, and I ended up in an argument. If they're going to be doing stuff like that, they should at least know the law about filming.
They do. No, they do know.
Well,
Yeah, no, they do know. They do know.
Is filming you all the time. So at the end of the day, you know, they film you. So therefore, you've got the right to film them. And when like the person said, you don't want to, if you don't want it to go away.
Yeah, you have got no.
Instead of just moving.
Yeah, in the United Kingdom, the bottom line is just, mate, he's had thousands upon
I know
thousands.
he's got more money, but he just got paid 1,200 quid on something else.
Do you know how much he earns a year?
He's phenomenal. On his the amount of streams he gets and the amount of likes.
Nearly a million hits he gets on his videos.
Yeah.
Listen, this is how ridiculous it is, right? I'm not saying what he's doing is right, because it clearly isn't, right? But it's legal, and that's the only fucking way you can go. If it's legal, it's legal. Simple as that. You know what I mean? There's certain things that I don't agree in the sexual arena that are legal, but they are. You know what I mean? You can't fucking change that unless you change the legislation. Listen, this is AV, right? Audited Britain. We've got him outside MI5. He did this, I think, last year or the year before. I think Matt's got the clip.
Yo! This is AB. I'm here in London, just outside MI5. See if you're gonna...
Yes, I am stopping. Just have a quick chat.
Yeah.
Okay, we've basically been called up, okay, because someone suggested that you've been paying close attention, alright, to some of the cameras around this area and some of the armed officers and some of the posts around these buildings. Alright? Is that ringing any sort of bells?
Well, not really. I spoke to an officer over there.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask what you're doing in the area?
Just filming around.
Just filming. What is it you're filming for?
I do have a blog.
Sorry?
Whoa, what's going on? See, this is alarming, guys.
So, just explain to me, so you're saying you have a blog, is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Essentially, you know what some of these buildings are for, obviously. Okay, so you understand.
That's part of it.
Yeah. So you understand why there's a heightened security presence around them, alright? And obviously people are concerned by the fact that you're going around filming them, alright?
Right.
So I'm just asking you what it is exactly
there's one little problem with the... Not a problem. There was one police officer by the Parliament there.
Then you walked down, what building have you gone to down there?
I just walked that way, turned right, came back.
Okay, and what
Then I made a mistake and I turned around again.
Okay, what were you recording down there?
Just recording in general.
Like I say, obviously, some of these buildings are protected, so that would explain why officers are looking at you.
Yeah, but I didn't go into that building, sir.
So, do you mind if I ask your name? You've got any identity on you at all that I might be able to check your details with just to satisfy myself as to who you are?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime or?
So essentially, okay, obviously like I say, these buildings are protected, okay, so I just want to check that you're not known to us for any reason that might draw attention.
Okay, do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Not just a minute, sir, no, but we're just trying to ascertain...
You're suspecting me I'm going to commit a crime?
Well, this is what I'm not sure about, because it's obviously quite strange behaviour that you're going around filming some of the buildings up here.
I do have been all this stuff. It's like you're taking information to try and...
I'm not feeling too
comfortable. If you stop me with
filming government buildings and paying attention to the security cameras and the armed guards.
I didn't film any security cameras.
I'm feeling too comfortable here, mate.
I didn't film any security cameras. If that makes you feel comfortable.
What we're asking you for is your name so that we can run a check. If everything works out okay, then everything works out.
But I don't feel comfortable giving you my name because I haven't committed a crime and I have not, just making it clear, I have not specifically filmed any cameras.
Okay, well that's the information we've been given
Well, you're lying to you.
by the security at the premises.
I have not filmed that like a camera, no. I mean, I can prove that I haven't filmed any
So
cameras.
what exactly is it your blog covers?
Okay, when people film sensitive buildings like that, we're going to come and check. Is your blog?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is your blog about that? Is that what your blog's about? The security response to these sort of buildings?
Not really. What I do, I just my blog is to do with photography is not a crime. Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
And I just I film public buildings, like I said. It could be any public building, anything.
Have you been stopped by this before? Has this elicited this sort of response before when you filmed a public building? Have you been stopped by police for the same sort of thing?
Well, some people overreact like this, yeah. I don't understand why you overreact to.
Obviously, we are armed officers, but I wouldn't really say we're overreacting. We've just come and spoken to you. We've been quite polite.
It's like, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 or 6 maybe officers.
What would you say is a proportionate response to...
Just don't ask me what you're doing, I will tell you. That's all.
Okay, so we
If
have...
I wish to.
We have come and asked you what you do.
I've responded to the gentleman.
And obviously, I would say that as a decent, law-abiding member of the public that's a working man filming a blog, it probably wouldn't be unreasonable for me to expect you to tell me who you are, what your blog's about, your name, your details. Would you agree or disagree?
It might be not be unreasonable, but the law doesn't require me to give you that information.
It doesn't. No, that's right. It doesn't.
Then I choose. Then you don't know why I choose not. Yeah, by him and him.
Yes.
But I am not being detained. This is my understanding, so I'm gonna walk away.
No, you are going to be detained for the minute.
No.
Okay, because I'm now detaining you.
Okay.
All right. I've asked if you'll do it voluntarily.
Yeah.
Okay. And you.
So can you make it clear that I'm being detained here?
Are you refusing?
Am I being detained?
Yes.
Am I free to go?
Not at the minute.
Which power are you using to detain me, sir?
I will be using Section 43 of the Terrorism
No.
Act to
You've
view
already
the
detained me. Which power are you going to use to detain me?
Okay.
Which power are you using to detain me?
Section 117 of PACE. I can use force to detain you.
Can you use it and do it?
Okay. I'm going to be taking your phone to view the footage. It would be much easier if you just showed me.
Look, this is how what's going to happen. I will tell you exactly what. No, I mean you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But this is how I want it to happen. You tell me the exact power that you're going to detain me with. Which power are you going to use to view? Hang on, to view this, and then I will do it. And then I will do it. And then I will let you do it.
And there'll be a power under the Terrorism Act.
But please don't jump on me. Don't put cuffs on me. No need.
I'm not going to jump on you. I'm not going to put handcuffs on you. I'm going to ask to see the footage on your phone. Hopefully.
Under which power?
Section 43 of the Terrorism Act.
That's the power are you using?
That's the power that I'm using. Okay.
Okay. You happy with that? You happy with that? You said you're not going to use any powers.
No, I wouldn't do that because that would be unlawful. Why are you suggesting I do something that I know is unlawful?
You happy with that? You said you're not going to use any powers?
If you are, because obviously when it comes to using powers, we don't want to. You just said about jumping on your handcuff.
No. Are you happy with that?
We don't want to jump on you.
Because a minute ago you said you're not going to use no powers.
Let me answer you, okay? So we certainly don't want to jump on you, put handcuffs on you.
I don't want to, no.
Okay.
No need.
Now, we've asked you to show us the footage. You've been concerned in your own cooperation, etc.
Well, they didn't cooperate. You forced me, to be honest. You used Section 43. I chose not to fight you guys.
That's not what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant, is the fact that we've...
I can't fight you guys. There's too many of you with guns.
While we've used a portion, that's what I did. I respect your rights there. What I would say to you is that from
Just tell me when I'm free to go, yeah?
From the footage...
No, am I free to go? Am I being detained? I have lost respect for you guys. Am I being detained?
No longer being detained.
Am I free to go?
You are free to go.
He got a nick for that. They got nick for that. He earns over 100k a year doing this.
Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they soon put the tail between the legs, didn't they?
And there's a firm now they're either in Manchester or Liverpool, one or the other. They're up that end, that side, and it's solicitors, and that's all they do is they do his stuff, and they do another guy called Coley Burks, and they just nick these morons all the time. And the most annoying thing is that all these police forces have been given directives not to interfere with anybody filming public buildings or whatever. You know what I mean? And they shouldn't. And you know, they overstep the mark. They use powers that they're not allowed to use. And there's one of them where he pretends he's Italian as if he's a tourist and he's just taking tourist pictures. And the police officer on that one takes a piss, literally, because he's a tourist and thinks he doesn't know what his legal stance is. And they all end up the same way. It all gets slung out and they end up paying out money. But it's not their money that they're wasting. It's the taxpayers, so they don't care. And until they change the legislation, and we've never had the other favourite one of them is the terrorist attack, possible terrorist attack on a police station. Or terrorist attacks. You know, they talk about back at, you know, the previous attacks. There's never been an attack on a mainland UK police station.
We use that one all the time because there's auditors that I watch and they get the same, just different police with different attitude.
Yeah. But they all know the rules and they don't play by them. And if you're not going to play by the rules, why should anybody else? David,
Section 43 Under Section 43 of the 2000, police have the power to stop and search an individual if they have the reasonable suspicion that they have in their possession something which would constitute evidence that they are involved in a terrorist activities.
Yeah.
So,
well, if that includes a smartphone that can take video, well, they can stop us all then, can't they? Whenever they like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the bottom line. It's called overstepping the mark, and they love doing it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. I'm going to wrap the show up now because we're well over 6 minutes over time. Donna, stay safe on those roads, darling.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, Donna. Well done, and carry on the brilliant work you do.
Yeah.
And keep everybody safe.
Yeah, and we'll try and to this thing with the bridges and stuff.
We'll follow. We'll do some follow up over the next couple of days. We'll let you catch up with your load. It's going to take you 2 or 3 days to catch up, Karen, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm going to film Popeye tomorrow.
Just think of the overtime.
I'm salaried, mate.
I'll have to do a Jim Bowen now. Just think what you could have won if you was on overtime. Anyway, be lucky, everyone. I love you all, and those that don't love us, we still love you.
See you,
be lucky.